Oh my goodness.
Well, happy Friday. We are here having an awesome time, so we invite you to do the same while you're here on the Elevated Life series, where we teach you simple mindset shifts to create radical transformation in your life, because it all begins within. And today's topic is going to help you let go. Not necessarily let go of control, mental control, but really let go of what's holding you back. What situations are you in? And maybe even what beliefs are you holding on to that are still holding you stuck when you know you have this potential to go out there and shine. So today's topic is all about letting go, because on Sunday we have a full moon, and full moons invite us to release what no longer positively serves us. Isn't that awesome?
I think it is amazing. You know, the moon wasn't something that we really took big note of until we started doing yoga. And then the yoga that we were doing, you take off the full and new moons. So we had to figure out where that was.
Well, when is the full and new moon?
And then, you know, you kind of realize that, so this is going to happen every single month, and it gives you that opportunity to do something specific. It's kind of like a little bit of a reminder.
Yeah, it's like a pause. It's like the universe's way of saying, hey, stop, take a break, relax, and let go of what you've been carrying along your journey. And I don't know how many moons you've missed, but it seems like we're carrying a lot of baggage around. But that's not what we're here to do. We're here to be free and live in the moment. And we can't bring the past with us if we're here to experience the present.
Yeah, and you know, even if you're not big on woo-woo stuff, you know, definitely look at when does the full moon come about, when does the new moon come about, and use these as times to, you know, get moving in your game. And in other words, like, this is the time to let go, full moon, let go. And then when the new moon comes, you think about, what do I want to be doing?
Yeah, set a new intention.
Like, so that's every month. Yeah, every month you get that.
Yeah, every month you have a new opportunity to begin again. And so today's topic about letting go will help you to release the baggage, the BS, the beliefs that have been holding you back, so that you can begin to move towards that version of yourself that you see inside, but maybe you don't see in the mirror.
Yeah, you know, and as you start to do this, these are really simple things we're going to talk about, and the process is really simple, but it can be difficult, and the only thing that really is going to hold you back on being able to do this is you. And so the big thing to look at first is, why don't we let go? Why do we hold on to stuff for forever? Why do we hold on to relationships that were 10 and 20 years ago, or situations where someone called us something or something like that? And one of the big reasons why is because we like to set up this victim-abuser relationship. This is a really big game our ego likes to play. And whenever you're the victim, what ends up happening is you go out and you tell your story to yourself, and you tell your story to other people, and they go, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry that happened to you. So many people are mean. The world is bad. And you start to play that scenario out in your head. And so you keep that same, you're the victim, there's an abuser.
Yeah, that is such a good point. It's really important to constantly be asking yourself, why are you doing what you're doing? I find that when I'm coaching women, and even in my mastermind, when people are moving towards a goal, they get burnt out in the to-do list. Even though you have to do those steps to get to that goal, if you have a big dream, you have to work for it. It isn't just going to appear. That's not what this planet's about. So I feel like we have to remember our why. What motivated us in the beginning to do that? And you bringing up that it's the why that's important, to recognize, why are you letting go? Well, is it serving you anymore? Maybe the things in your life that served you as a child, that protected you, no longer serve and protect you. It could be keeping you away from being intimate with other people, or letting other people in, or letting love out. So I challenge you to be asking that question, why? Why am I holding on to this? Why do I believe that? You have to begin to question everything. And I also want to say good morning to Miss Ann, and she says, love this topic.
Yeah, this is a good one. To go right off that, the next big reason why we hold on is because of our desperate need to be right. And see, if we're right, then it always has to be someone else's wrong. And so we set up, again, a role. We make the other person play a role for us. You know, we start this game with them, and they're playing the wrong, and we're the shield of justice. We're going to run in there, and, you know, we're going to smack them around. You see a lot of people do this on the road. You know, someone cuts you off, and all of a sudden you're super upset, and I'm going to teach them a lesson. I'm going to ride their ass, and I'm going to hold my horn down. And the only thing you do is nothing.
Well,
you just piss people off.
Well, it's not nothing. You expend all of your energy being upset or angry and trying to get back at this person.
Nothing effective. There you go.
Yeah, exactly. That's great clarification, because you do something and you just, I don't know, you just waste your energy. And that person in the other car has no idea that you feel that way and that you're wasting your energy.
And super, more importantly, they don't care. Like, they're trying to get to their own spot. Most people don't mean to cut you off. It's not a personal deal. They're just like, oh, there's a person there. I'm sorry. Yep. I'm moving forward. The next reason why people hold on to old crappy situations for way too long is because the mind likes to do something where it stays in comfortable situations. It says, don't go out there into the unknown. If you go in the unknown, it's scary. Stay here comfortable, hold on to all this crap, and we'll just be here. And these are like such easy ways to set yourself up for failure. If you're playing victim abuser, if you always have the need to be right and you're always staying in your comfort zone, you'll never move forward. So these are the 3 things why we hold on. They're the exact reasons why we're going to start to let go.
Yeah, so we're going to share 4 ways in which you can begin to actually let things go, let situations go. Now that you've assessed why am I holding on to what I'm holding on to, you can begin the process of letting it go and shedding those old beliefs and thoughts. So the first thing that you're going to need to do is accept it. This is like the Zen way to life, is accept whatever is given to you. An example I use a lot in my life is my mom's stroke. That was something that was so outside of myself, that came out of the blue, that couldn't have been predicted. And the only thing I could do was accept it, because the more I was like, no, I don't, this isn't happening, I can't, no, this can't happen, the more I expended my energy in a negative way. And once I accepted it, I was able to then move forward with a new way of thinking and living and approaching the situation.
Something really important that she brought up is when you constantly think about something, when you focus on something, what you're basically doing is powering it. Imagine your focus being sort of like the gasoline for your emotions. And so if you play these scenarios in your head, and if you hold on to things and then you also focus on them, and then you also tell stories about them to yourself and to other people, you're giving them a ton of energy and a ton of fuel behind them, and then you stay there with them. And so you really have to get to a part where you're checking what your expectations are for yourself and what your expectations are for other people. A lot of times we expect the world from other people. We expect them to be there every second. We expect them to drop everything. A lot of times that can't happen. So we set up and hold on to this negative, well, you were never there for me. You never did this. And those are expectations.
And a lot of the times we don't even voice our expectations. So we're expecting, this is what women do in relationship games. Well, if I push him as hard as I can, maybe he'll leave. Guess what? He will. You know what I mean? Or if I want something out of the relationship and I expect it, and then never speak up, how's he ever going to know what you want? They're not mind readers. We are.
The deal on this is if you're in a relationship with a guy and you expect him to know exactly all the little ways that you need to be loved and nurtured and cared for, we are not that bright. We will not figure that out. It's very easy if you just go ahead and tell us, and then we would love to do those things, but we don't just know, because if you've ever read the 5 love languages, you know that everyone kind of likes love in a little bit of a different way. Some people like gifts, some people like you just to hang out with them, some people need appreciation. It's just kind of one of those deals.
Yep. So let's move on. So now that you've accepted what's happened in your life or what's going on,
and drop the expectations.
And even if you've chosen it, you can still accept that in the past, that's the choice you made, but today you can let go and begin again. So you can forgive yourself. That's step number 2.
Yeah. You want to be forgiving yourself more. This is a hard one. Forgiving yourself. A lot of people can forgive others, even though for some people that's tough. That's going to be huge. Once you accept the situation, once you drop those expectations of everybody, you're just working on you. You have to forgive them. Forgive all the parties involved, including yourself. Look, mistakes kind of come up. They happen. It's a natural part of the learning process. You needed it for growth.
Yeah, you're always doing the best that you can in each moment. So every time you're making a decision, you're not like, hey, I'm going to make a piss poor decision today. You're always making the best decision you can. But once you've learned and grown from that experience, you can look back and maybe that decision doesn't serve you anymore. But you feel like, well, I chose it. I would be wrong. But you just learned the lesson and you've outgrown it. You've evolved. So it's time to change and it's time to move forward. So the third step is about letting go. So you can let go of that choice that you made in the past or whatever it may be.
Yeah, you let go, again, of all those expectations again. What the forgiveness is really freeing. It's freeing emotionally. You're not pouring that energy back into the things that you don't want to bring about in your life. Remember, what you focus on expands, you re-attract it. And so if you're super mad at one relationship, you get out of the relationship and you harbor all these ill feelings towards them, and you get in your next relationship, and a couple of years down the road, a couple of months down the road, however fast it happens, you end up going like, I'm in the same relationship. It's basically the same person. And it's that scenario that you're playing out a lot of times in your head, and we'll just recreate that relationship over and over again until you do these steps. And I know they're super simple. Acceptance sounds, oh, that's really easy, but it's a mental process that you have to go through. These are things that you have to do. Yeah, the last step is really big.
Yeah, and this is like what you can do now that you've let go. The intention here is the most important thing. The intention to forgive, the intention to let go. I think that is the thing that activates the energy. And then the next step, the final fourth step in this letting go process, is what you can focus on moving forward and what you can change.
Yeah, so start to focus on, there's that serenity prayer. If you've ever been to an AA meeting or anything like that, or heard the serenity prayer, you accept the things you cannot change, have the courage to change things that you can, and wisdom to know the difference, right? So you're looking now for that courage piece, for that courage to say, I'm just going to focus on everything about this situation, or after I've let it go, I'm going to focus on all the new situations and put my effort and energy into that.
Yeah, the effort and energy that you put into making the changes that are in your control, the universe will match that and start shifting things that you thought would never be able to change because you've shown the courage to take action. It's the action, intention, and energy all boiled together. You guys know math equations and baking. You've got to mix all these different ingredients to make that recipe happen. And to let go, you have to do all of those 4 steps. Accept it, forgive it, let it go, and then begin to take action in changing those things that you are in control of.
And how you know if the forgiveness part is complete or this whole process is complete is if you think about it again, but you no longer get any internal emotional feelings about it. So the lesson is still there. You still learn from it. You still got everything you needed for your journey, everything you needed for your growth. But that's
really important.
Yeah, but that like emotional deep, like just hatred for everything.
Yeah, when your body doesn't shiver when you think of the situation or the person, then you know you've let go. You know you've forgiven them. And I've experienced that. And that was how I learned true forgiveness was every time I saw this particular person, I would just be like, bleh. And then one day I finally was like, I'm done with this energy. It doesn't feel good anymore. And saw the person, didn't even, not even a ripple in the pond. And I was like, yes, I did it. And that was when I was able to finally come out and teach forgiveness, because I'd actually experienced that serenity and that peacefulness that happens when you allow that freedom in.
It's definitely one of the best feelings. And you start, I hear people all the time say, I don't have any energy, I'm tired all the time. And a lot of times it's because you're holding on to these mental programs that are just really old, they're super outdated, and you've never gone back in there and run through got a little process like this. And once you do it and once you practice it several times, it becomes super easy to do. So when someone does something, you feel it comes up, you move forward. You feel it comes up, you let go, you forgive them. All right, we're moving on again. Instead of ending up being, so far down the road and still holding on to the same old crap, let it go.
Let it go, like Elsa says. So before we jump off of here, I want to ask you, what will you let go of today? What will you release? This time around the full moon, which is happening on Sunday, is the perfect time to release and set those intentions. So claim it, write it in the comments, because as you declare it, as you put it out there, that intention and just that willingness to put it out there sets that energy in motion. So leave it in the comments right now. What will you let go of? And you never know, what you write might inspire the next person to finally give themselves permission to let go of maybe the same thing they're holding on to.
Yeah, and the way that I really like to do this, the way I like to run this through with clients and stuff, is that you want to start forgiving with the person who has hurt you in your life the most. Mm-hmm. If you can forgive that person, the other people are a cakewalk. And so if you start with them, and
start with the Mac Daddy.
Yeah, and if you can accept that part and you can let go, or again, beliefs too. Start with that biggest, scariest belief that you have about yourself, that you can't do it, that you're not enough.
Yeah.
You're a total badass. You have all the capabilities. You have the capacity to love, the capacity to create. You've got a wonderful life ahead of you. Just start doing it.
Yeah, Anne says she's letting go of the scarcity belief from childhood. That's a very powerful one, Anne. I'm so proud of you, because that, I think, unless you were born in a super wealthy family, most of us probably have some kind of belief, or we've seen something from our childhood that shows the lack mentality, whether it be of money, of food, of shelter, of love, of support.
Yeah, something.
There's something, so I think that's a really powerful one. Thank you for sharing that, Anne. So if you want to try a release ritual in the comfort of your own home, I've put together a full moon release ritual for you, and I'll leave that link in the comments below so that you can try this release ritual. It feels so good, and there's some fire involved, so I know that you'll like this.
This stuff is super powerful. Again, even if you're not woo, even if you're not into,
there's still a moon.
Yeah, and there's still time to release. So definitely, don't shy away from it just because the language may not be something for you. Like, go after it. These techniques and stuff are extremely powerful, and once you start to let go of things, you really can focus on the things that you want in life.
Is the mad scientist coming over to the woo-woo side, guys? Well, thank you so much for joining us here on the Elevated Life series. Thank you so much, Anne, for posting that full moon release. You've got to try this ritual. It feels so good to let it go. This is what freedom is all about. Let's see. Jamie says, I let go of the hurt I inflicted on myself in the past. I let go of lack. I let go of my past abuse relationship. I forgive my partner for his mistakes.
Boom.
Woo!
Get it, girl.
Yes. How good do you feel? Oh my gosh, so powerful. So proud of you all, because releasing is so important, and it definitely takes courage. So let it go so that you can bring in all the new good stuff. Thank you so much for joining us here on the Elevated Life series every Friday at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time, except for today. And we will see you guys next Friday. Bye.
Love you guys.